Welcome back to Sounders FC Roundtable. Again, everyone, I'm Tony Ventrella. Pete Fewing is our guest commentator this week. Actually, guest co-host, or tri-host, if you will. Matt Gash is here just about every week. In fact, he lives in the store. This is the Pro Shop, the new downtown Pro Shop at 410 Pike. What a beautiful spot. Matt, you're wearing, what are you wearing?
Well, it's a nice little wind jacket.
It is. Good description, by the way.
I'm a gear guy. Like, I love I'll get gear all over the place. And,
so women's clothing, you like women's clothing as well?
Whatever.
Do they have that in a men's color? Or just?
Oh, come on.
Well, look at this. This is
this is intense.
The intense blue,
right?
Hooded full zip,
right?
With the thumb deals here. The thumb deals, yeah. Natural salesman. A lot to talk about on this week's roundtable.
Despite our recent shenanigans.
With Pete and Matt. Big match coming up. It's Portland week, the second Portland week of the season. The rematch, the big one Sunday, 1 o'clock down at is it Geldwin?
Geldwin
Field. Where did that come from? I'm sorry.
Windows and Doors.
Oh,
it's the name of a company. I asked the same thing.
All right, good,
yep.
good. I'm sure it's been around for years, and they're very proud of the renovation. Done a great job down at the Geldwin Field for this match on Sunday. Okay, last time around, we score first, they come back and score. What does that do? Does that set up, and it was one tie, of course, does that set up an even tenser, is that a word?
More intense.
Rivalry here?
I think so. I think it's going to mean, the Sounders are going to come out more hungrier to win this one, since we're grammatically correct today. I think they're going to be more hungry to win this game because they want to win the series, and they've, LA is the first series this year. They've played 2 games and haven't won the series.
Right.
So they want to get out and get a win in this game to win the season series with Portland. And, the way they're playing lately, 7 straight unbeaten, 5 straight unbeaten on the road, 273 straight shutout minutes on the road. This is a team that's rolling, and they're in a good position to go down to Portland and get a good result.
In your history, Pete, having coached for many years at the college level and now at the PDL level, when you have a return match with somebody, and you've tied or lost the first one, what are you telling your guys coming back in?
Well, for this game, the intensity of this place, whether it was Civic Stadium and then it was PGE Park and now it's Geldwin, it has some history there. The Sounders have history at this facility, and we all know it is going to be a raucous crowd and an aggressive crowd. So one of the big things that Ziggy will do, and our team is experienced, but they will have to eliminate that from the equation. So they'll have to go in and say, look, it's going to be loud. People are going to be screaming. Their crowd wants to match what our crowd did prior to the game, so expect some distractions. So the big thing for Ziggy is getting the guys in the right mindset, eliminate all those distractions. Casey Keller is going to also make sure that the guys are on task, and then it's get down to playing. Make sure that they start quick. And right now, as Matt said, Portland's struggling a little bit, and they've had a big change in their lineup, getting Cooper out, right? So jump on them quick. And know this, that it's going to be a 90-minute game. It's not going to be, 1 goal and it's over. It's going to be a 90-minute game. And that Portland crowd will keep them in the game for all 90 minutes.
And by the way,
I think kind of piggybacking on that, 2009, Roger Levesque comes in and does exactly what you say. Jump on them quick, score in the 48 seconds, and all of a sudden the game is the crowd is completely out of the game. Sounders fans are going crazy in that corner, and it's you eliminate that home field advantage quickly in the game.
Right.
Like you said, if they're able to do that early, it's going to totally change the atmosphere down there.
It will, but they'll never give up. That's the interesting thing, because they came from a 1-0 deficit before, because their coach is such a fiery guy. I mean, there's already this rivalry we knew it was going to be significant, but it's already got some elements to it. Some of the comments Ziggy and John Spencer, the Portland coach, have sent back and forth. So it will be a very intense 90 minutes. And it will be interesting to see what the fans do. I'm excited to be down there.
I don't mind that pregame back and
fun.
forth thing between coaches, because it does draw even more attention to it, and national attention as well as local attention. Let's move ahead, though, a few days. Next Wednesday night, the 13th U.S. Open Cup, as the Sounders look for their 3rd straight, trying to move into the semifinals against the LA Galaxy, a team that we just drew with. Of course, it may be different lineups, but nevertheless, our history in U.S. Open Cups against them isn't bad.
Absolutely,
going back to last year.
Absolutely. They beat them in the Open Cup last year to reach the semifinals last year. They're looking to do the same this year. Having watched the game on Monday night and also the reserve game on Tuesday, maybe a little bit better indication of what the teams are going to look
Right.
like with the reserve game on Tuesday, and that's a game the Sounders won really pretty handily, 2-1 final score, but really they dominated a good portion of that game. Really, in a lot of ways, same could be said for the MLS match on Monday night. Seattle looked really good. It was an entertaining game, and getting that into Starfire, where you're going to have 3,500 people crammed right on top of the field, and it's going to be an intense atmosphere there as well. It's going to be, I think it's going to be an exciting game, and one that I think already with momentum, with everything. The way that it's going for Seattle. I think right now things are tipping in the favor of Seattle.
And I like the fact, a lot of them, I think, will be wearing the
hitchhiking
thumbs
outfit?
coming through. I wanted to mention, though, you, of course, having coached the Kitsap Pumas in a very competitive match,
Yeah.
Sounders winning 2-1 to advance. That must have been a fun experience, and kind
Oh,
of
yeah.
an odd experience for you, too.
Yeah,
as well.
no, I'm wearing the Ziggy, I think it's a
It is,
bobblehead
look at that.
lapel pin, and this was part of the bet Ziggy and I had, that if I had one made for me, that
Yeah.
Ziggy would have to wear.
Really?
But I have to wear this now
That'd be
for
something, yeah.
the rest of my life, actually.
I'd be proud.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It was a great opportunity for us, for the Kitsap Pumas, to go in and play in that, and we really had to have the mindset going in. I was nervous about the first 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes. I must have looked to my right at that clock 40 times in the first half, and I just kept hoping we could get more comfortable with the pace, the crowd. We played at Geldwin Park with the Pumas at the beginning of the season. There were 5,000 screaming kids, so we had a little bit of a taste of what it's like to play in front of a loud, aggressive crowd. But I was really proud of our guys. We
Yeah.
tried to play. We didn't just pack it. You and I were talking
Yeah,
that.
that's true.
We didn't try to pack it completely. We changed our lineup a little bit, 4-5-1, but we wanted to attack, and we felt like if we could weather the first 15 minutes, then we could kind of get comfortable. And I'm also glad, honestly, that we didn't whack one of their players out of control, because that happens in these kind of games, where somebody goes in and says, I'm going to get somebody. And so Wade Weber is a good friend of mine, and Wade played for the Dallas Burn and the Miami Fusion. He came to our practice the night before and spoke to our guys. And his thought was, you got to go kill one of them right off the bat.
Yeah, yeah.
Get stuck in, right? And so I remembered that. And then when we were in the locker room, I said, look, I know what Wade said last night. Wade's a hard man, center back, and he won a U.S. Open Cup medal. But I just said, let's make sure we play and let's make sure we compete,
That's
but let's
good.
not be out of control.
I know the guy I brought in to motivate you said this, but forget what he said. No, I'm kidding. Let's move along, because I do want to point this out. With 32 points at this point of the season, more than midway through, and 2 key injuries. O'Brien White on his way back, Steve Zakawani on his way back probably early next season. How is this happening? That this team is ahead of where it's been its first 2
It
seasons?
really has been pretty remarkable, and I think a lot of the one key element, and I think if you ask around the team, they'll tell you the same thing, has been Mauro Rosales. He's been an incredible addition to the team, really a perfect addition to the league, I think in a lot of ways, because he is a guy that is fighting for a contract. He's fighting to he wanted to play in Mexico, and things didn't work out. So now he's here in Seattle, and he loves it here in Seattle, and would not be surprised to see him play more than just the 1 year here, in large part because of the way the team treats its players, the club treats its players. It's really fantastic, and he's enjoying his time, and it's really paid off for the team. An incredible addition. When you look at the team over the last 34 games, they're playing a 34-game season this year.
Yeah.
They're the best team in MLS over the last 34
Yeah.
over the last 34 games, and with the way LA has played this year, with the way Dallas has been so consistent in Real Salt Lake, to say that it's pretty remarkable.
That's and not to mention that cool Ford Escape that he drives, by the way. I think it's an Escape. But anyway, that's a little. Do I get one now? How does that work? Oh, the little model. Oh, thank you, Pete. We'll wrap it up with your comment about that. Why?
Yeah.
Why? I mean, 2 key injuries, and here they are.
Yeah. It is an interesting positive development. But I agree with you. Mauro Rosales, I really like him. When we've met with him and interviewed, he's a hard guy. When he first got on the field, the very first time, he had a mistouch, and then he got stuck in. He's not afraid to go to the carpet to get the ball. He's not afraid. If he gets hit, I said, you get hit, you get up. You don't milk anything. And he's like, hey, it's part of the game. And so when he set a new tone for the team that I like. And then, you know, I've been thinking about this a lot. So Ziggy goes to L.A., and in his third year, they win the MLS Cup. He goes to Columbus in the third year, win the MLS Cup. Comes here, he's in his third year, but here's the difference between Seattle, Columbus, and L.A. is that there was a team in existence
Right.
that he took over.
Yeah.
So this has been started from the
yeah.
ground up, right? So it takes a little bit of time. It takes a little bit of time for a team to develop its character, to find its leadership, and so now it's finally coming to fruition the way Ziggy would hope it would come to. And you know, it's interesting, the different lineups that they've had. Now a guy gets his shot, and he knows that he brings his lunch pail, and it's his turn to contribute to the team, and they're very comfortable with the system. So it's all the hard work is finally starting to come together, and it's impressive to see.
And you look, and you mentioned that we've had guys, Lamar Nagle, Mike Facito,
Yeah.
guys that hadn't gotten a ton of playing time in the MLS before, and they came in, started, played well,
Yeah.
and the team didn't miss a beat.
It's impressive.
On that note, we are going to say goodbye from the Pro Shop at 410 Pike. And I got a closing comment for you. I saw a picture of Bjorn Borg the other day, the great tennis player.
The lefty.
Eric Freeberg just reminds me of Bjorn Borg. On that note, and you guys are not allowed to comment on that.
Have you ever
we're
seen
done.
the two of them together at the same
No, I
time?
have not. No,
It's
I
curious.
really haven't.
It's curious.
It would be. It'd be amazing. Thanks for joining us from the Sounders Seahawks Pro Shop in downtown Seattle. Pete Fewing, Matt Gash, and Tony Ventrella. We'll see you after the Portland match on SoundersFC.com.
Join over 60,000 Sounders FC fans as we welcome the champions of England, Manchester United, to the Xbox pitch at CenturyLink Field, Wednesday, July 20. For tickets, visit SoundersFC.com. Let's show the world Seattle is the capital of US soccer.